Hey guys, and happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, so it is our family travel chat Tuesday, which happens every day here on my Facebook page at 10 a.m. I am Amber, for those of you who don't know me, and I'm also known as Mama Munchkins because I run a travel blog called globalmunchkins.com. And I talk all about family travel. I have 5 kids. We travel the world together, and my favorite thing to do is to travel a luxurious lifestyle type travel, but doing so on a budget. And so I'm sharing some of my very best spring break destinations that are luxurious, that are super fun for the whole family, and I'm going to show you how to save. So let's get started, I suppose. First up, we just got back from Tahoe, which has a record amount of snow. So if you are looking for a ski trip this spring break, I highly recommend the Northstar Resort in Lake Tahoe. The ski conditions couldn't be better. The mountain is fabulous for families. It's an excellent place for kids. Right now they have a lodging special, which is as low as $159 a night, which is a great deal for families. If you're located in Southern California or Northern California, actually a lot of other states too, Tahoe is very easy to just drive into. And so you can save on your airfare, but also Southwest serves the airports around there. So there's Reno, San Francisco, and Sacramento, which is what we flew into. So Tahoe is an excellent place to head. You don't have kids, but you'd love a Disney cruise. Sarah, thanks for joining. I have kids, and I'm the adult that loves a Disney cruise. That's actually what we're doing for spring break. So awesome. But anyways, for ski trips, yeah, Tahoe is a fantastic destination. You can drive there. Northstar has lodging as low as $159 a night. All of the deals I talk about today, I'm going to leave in links in the comments when we're done, so you can check there. Another fantastic ski resort location, if you're looking for spring break, is Steamboat Springs. Right now they're offering the second night half off, and they're also having 25% off of additional nights and rental packages. And we had a blast in Steamboat as well. I think that's a phenomenal place for families. We did dog sledding. The kids actually drove their own dog sleds. The mountains were great. So they had excellent ski schools, both at Northstar and Steamboat Springs. So both of those are great destinations. Beach getaways. Aulani is one of our favorite resorts. I've written a ton about Aulani, so you can definitely check out globalmunchkins.com. I have an ultimate guide to Aulani, which goes over tons of saving tips once you get to the resort. But they are offering up to 30% off of room rates this spring. So if you were thinking about doing Hawaii, there has been some flights, check momondo.com and check Google Flights. There's been some decent flights to Hawaii lately, which prior, like the previous couple months, it's been terrible. So you can get, okay, decent flights to Hawaii right now, and you can save up to 30% off on your room rates. I recommend not going that route, and I think it's still better to rent DVC points. So I'll leave the DVC rental points. DVC is Disney's Vacation Club, and Vacation Club members can book rooms for other people. It's allowed, and our savings as Vacation Club members is pretty big. So you can save a ton by renting points from a member that's not using theirs. I did see some availability in March and April open for DVC points, so that's another way to save. The reason Aulani is fantastic is there's a ton of complimentary activities. So once you get there, you book the flights and you get your rooms, and you follow my guide and learn that you got to stop at Target and Costco and stock up. Once you get to Aulani, there's tons to do. So there's Auntie's Beach House is included. That's daycare for kids 3 to 12. It's fantastic. The characters come. They have amazing activities to do with the kids. There's a ton of wonderful pools and jacuzzis at Aulani. Their beach is fantastic. There's like no waves for the kids, so it's not like a surfing area, but it's fantastic for little ones to play. They also do fireside storytelling. They have shows that they put on that's almost like a hula without the meal. They do movies under the stars. They have a teen lounge. So when you travel to Aulani, the good thing about it is there's tons to do once you're there. And like I said, go online to my site, globalmunchkins.com. Check our ultimate guide to Aulani so you can see how we save even more. But like I said, for spring break right now, they're offering 30% off of rooms. There's some decent flights if you check Google Flights. And you can also rent DVC points. There's some availability there as well. Another awesome beach escape this spring break that's still open is the U.S. Virgin Islands. So the U.S. Virgin Islands is celebrating their 100th year of citizenship. And so they're offering to pay you $300 to come visit them. So I know from the East Coast, I saw flights for around $300 round trip into the Virgin Islands. They're gorgeous. It's fantastic. And it's super easy to travel there with kids. There's tons of family-friendly resorts. The $300 credit can be used towards your hotel or towards activities. You do have to book through their site, so I'll leave that link for you as well. But the U.S. Virgin Islands would definitely be another awesome beach escape. If you are looking for all-inclusives, I have several family travel writing friends who just can't say enough great things about Nickelodeon's new resort in the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana. Right now, they have 50% off of a winter package, so it's $202 a person per night, but there's 2 kids free when they stay with 2 adults. So, you're looking at $404 for all of you, a family of 2 adults and 2 kids to stay. It's all inclusive, so, you got your food and your drinks, your activities, your shows, your entertainment, and the resort is beautiful. And it's not like Nickelodeon, it's like a luxury resort that also has some areas similar to Aulani, like where the kids can go and get slimed, but you still can drink your cocktail in this like luxurious, beautiful resort. So definitely check out the Nickelodeon Resort. There's also flights, so keep your eyes open. Check Momondo.com, check Hipmunk, then look for those Dominican Republic flights, because there are some good ones. Another good deal I found for all-inclusives is to Puerto Vallarta. So if you're in the Orange County area or somewhere in Southern California, they have a 3-night package, including airfare, for $599. It's a 4-star all-inclusive in Puerto Vallarta that has great pools for families. I love traveling to Mexico. I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. Every time I'm there, I'm shocked. We did Cancun with the kids last summer. It was some of the most beautiful coastline I've ever seen, and we've traveled a lot, so I think that should tell you, their beaches are absolutely stunning. I feel that Mexico is a very safe place to be as long as you're taking all your precautions. Staying at a major resort like that, you're very safe with your family and your kids, and it never feels unsafe. If you have questions about traveling, to Mexico, or you're worried about it or whatever, just pop your questions on here. I will absolutely answer them. Any questions you have, but we're going to be heading to Tulum, which is near Cancun in Mexico this spring break. So I can tell you that I love Mexico for families. I think it's fantastic, and there's a ton of deals on TravelZoo right now for that include airfare with all-inclusive, great resorts, highly rated on TripAdvisor. So if you do book through something like a Groupon Living Social deal or a TravelZoo deal, I recommend that you go onto TripAdvisor and you read the reviews. As long as you do that and you're staying somewhere that has, thousands of reviews and it's got like 4.5 stars, you're going to be fine. So that's my tips for that. A awesome, unique trip that is phenomenal for spring break is Tanque Verde Ranch. It's in Phoenix, Arizona, and it is a dude ranch, and it sounds crazy. I took my kids, it might have been 2 springs ago now, but it was phenomenal. That's also on the site. So check Global Munchkins, go to destinations, and scroll down to Arizona and check our review of Tanque Verde. But my kids never rode horses before we got there. I grew up riding horses. I was excited to go. My 3 boys that were like maybe 12, 10, and 9 or something at the time were like dreading the trip. So me and my daughter thought it was going to be fantastic. We got there. You could have stayed for weeks. Everybody, including my husband who doesn't ride horses, loved this ranch. It's an all-inclusive ranch, and so you have 3 meals a day, which were very good meals. You have a kids club that is a riding academy and actually teaches the kids how to ride the horses. It was phenomenal. My son, actually, who had never ridden before, ended up doing like a galloping trail ride by the end of it, because the ranchers are just so fantastic at teaching the kids how to ride the horses. And they also do like fishing with the kids. They have awesome pools. They have tons of games around the property. And the fishing was great because they handle the poles and like putting the bait on for the kids. So Tanque Verde Ranch is awesome. They have deals right now for spring break as well. So you can save there. But like I said, when you stay at Tanque Verde, you get the kids camp, horse lessons, trail rides, barbecue, tons of stuff is all included. So that's a really awesome, unique trip. Budget-friendly trips. So Puerto Rico, me and Ella had a blast. We stayed at the El Conquistador Resort. We're actually heading back there for spring break because I love it. They have rates starting at $156 a night. You do not need a passport if you're a U.S. citizen to visit Puerto Rico, so it's awesome. There's flights I found for around $350, which isn't too bad because it's actually quite a flight from Southern California. There's really great rates if you're over there in like Florida area. You're really lucky. You can visit Puerto Rico cheap. But the reason that I love the Hilton, the reason I love El Conquistador Resort, it's a Waldorf Astoria, is the property is enormous. It's massive. They have their own private island, which is like filled with tons of activities. The water is absolutely gorgeous. The Caribbean and the Atlantic actually meet right there, and you can see the line where they meet. They have an on-site water park for the kids. They have like a scavenger hunt around the whole property where the kids collect these bracelets. I mean, Ella was like dying to collect every single bracelet. The spa there is incredible, and they have a kids spa. So like me and Ella did a mommy and me session, and it was fabulous. Another way to save at this Puerto Rico resort, the Hilton El Conquistador. I mean, I keep saying Hilton, it's not. Waldorf Astoria El Conquistador in Puerto Rico, that's what it is if you have a Hilton Honors card, they give you these 2 like free weekend passes when you sign up for the card, and then you get 1 every year. Well, we used ours for spring break for staying at the El Conquistador. So that's another great way. If you have some of those Hilton Honors passes, you can definitely use them. It was about 60,000 points, which is a good, average. It's a fantastic hotel. I also have an ultimate guide for that one on my site, so check it out. But they have, besides being $156 a night, they also have several packages, including a 4th night free, a kids eat free, and they have all-inclusive packages. So definitely check out El Conquistador Resort in Puerto Rico. It's fabulous. Another budget-friendly area is actually Costa Rica. There's some really great flights, $189 round trip out of Fort Lauderdale, or $295 from LAX. Costa Rica was my kids' one of their favorite trips. They loved it. You can stay in a vacation rental property. That's what we did to really get savings down. But, the food and stuff in Costa Rica is cheap. The activities were incredibly cheap. Renting a car was easy. I shouldn't say easy. It was cheap. You have to like measure. There's not street signs everywhere, so renting a car is not the easiest, but it's doable. We did it. If we can do it, you can do it. Some other spring break ideas is cruises. So I know you might have tuned in to hear about how you can save thousands, and I'm not joking here. This is very easy. We are going on a Disney cruise. That's one of our spring breaks. So we are going to be on a Disney cruise, and we're going to be staying at Puerto Rico because the cruise actually ends in Puerto Rico. So you can do what we're doing. You can take the 4-day cruise, stop in Puerto Rico at the end, and then fly home from Puerto Rico. But how you're going to save money is Disney has something called guaranteed space, okay? And so when they haven't sold all the rooms and they're this close to the cruise taking off, sometimes they offer these fantastic rates. Like right now, they have a guaranteed space rate. There's a 7-night Southern Caribbean. You can get it for $4,800 for a family of 4, 2 adults, 2 kids. That's an ocean view room versus the regular rate, which is $63.50. So I also saw this on the 3-night Bahama cruise and several others in March and April. So if you check, go to the Disney Cruise website, go under Find a Cruise, check for March and April destinations. A lot of them will pop up. They'll be the Bahama cruises and the Caribbean cruises, and just click on them. And if you see, that they offer a guaranteed space rate, some of them, like I just showed you, you can save thousands of dollars on it. And all it means is that you are guaranteed like an ocean view veranda, let's say, but you don't know exactly what cabin you have. That's what guaranteed space is. So, you guaranteed what, the level that you're going to get, either an inside and outside. You have a veranda, you have an ocean view. You can choose all that. You just don't know exactly what cabin you have. That's what the guaranteed rate is. That's what we booked with our family. We've booked it before. We find it to be a phenomenal way to save on Disney cruises. But like I said, right now, if you do that on the 7-night Southern Caribbean, you can book an outside with an ocean view for $4,800 instead of the $63.50. So that's a great way to save on Disney cruises. There's a lot of them available right now on their website, and you're just looking for a guaranteed space rate is what you're looking for. And I'll leave links for that as well. And then just some other great ideas for spring break stuff that we've had a lot of fun with. Washington, D.C. we did last year for spring break. It's phenomenal time to go. I didn't realize, but the cherry blossoms were in bloom, which is absolutely beautiful. Right now, the East Coast is getting tons of great weather. We actually took the Amtrak from D.C. up to New York, which was so easy with the kids. I mean, I fell in love with Amtrak after that one train ride. And so I highly recommend that. And both, DC and New York, or just DC or just New York, are fantastic in the spring. Crowds are much less. There's also cheaper room rates and stuff like that because it's not the busiest time to visit. When you're visiting DC, it's really great for the crowds not to be so crazy. And because the cherry blossoms are in bloom, it's absolutely fantastic to walk around the mall in DC. I've got tons of ultimate guides on DC and New York on the site. Just go to Global Munchkins and go to destinations and look up where you want to go. Another great idea is Seattle. Seattle's a fantastic place to visit in the spring. You can do the Space Needle, Pike's Place Market. They have the Fry Museum. So there's lots of fun there. Some staycation ideas that we've done over spring break before. One of Ella's favorites is LUXE Coronado Bay Resort. So LUXE is located at Coronado Island, which is in San Diego. And we love that area because you can bike around there. You have the historical hotel, which is the Hotel del Coronado. We've stayed there before. I find it to be overpriced and the rooms are kind of like dingy. I like LUXE because LUXE loves kids and they have fantastic programs for kids. They've got a great pool area. They have their own beach that they actually like drive you in a little golf cart with like beach supplies over there to their beach. So that's kind of cool. Coronado Island is also, right there across from the Petco Park in San Diego, so you can catch a baseball game. You can do the San Diego Zoo from there. Balboa Island's over there. So LUXE Coronado Bay Resort, if you go on their website, they've got some deals right now for spring break, and we love that resort. Again, I've got an ultimate guide, so just look it up. Look up San Diego on globalmunchkins.com, and you can read all about that. LA is another fantastic one. I love LA. We lived there for a while in Santa Monica. I think staying at the LUXE in Santa Monica is a perfect spot. It's budget friendly and there's tons to do. You can go to LACMA, the Getty's over there. You have 3rd Street Promenade, the Santa Monica Pier. There's tons to do in LA with kids. There's a big strip along Malibu that you can get to that's you can either hike, you can bike, there's a big bike trail, so that's another fun one with the kids. And then last but not least is Arizona's spring break training. So I know that that's gotten more popular over the years. We've done it 4 or 5 times with our kids. We like staying at the Arizona Grand. That's a fantastic hotel. They've got a water park stuff on site. They have this crazy restaurant where the kids wear these like bull horns and they get to slide down a slide into the restaurant. They've got crazy cotton candy, and so that one's a really fun place to stay. The spring break games are fantastic. You can bring balls, get there early, and bring your permanent marker, your pens. Actually, pens works better, and have the players sign because they're just there to play and have fun. So we find that the team does autographing and stuff like that much better with the kids. So spring break training is definitely still in there. A lot of us in Southern California can drive there. It's an easy drive. Like I said, Arizona Grand, it's a huge, massive resort, and they run a lot of deals, so check their website for those deals. But yeah, that is my fantastic ideas. I'd love to know where you love to go for spring break. I would love for you to tell me where you're gonna go, or if you have questions about a destination you want to know about that you're going to. But kind of to recap, so if you're looking at ski trips, Tahoe Northstar has some awesome deals right now. I highly recommend it. It's a fantastic resort. Their ski schools are phenomenal for kids. It was our first ski trip as a family, and my kids are like hooked. They loved it. Steamboat Springs, like I said, is offering some really awesome deals as well, and that's one that we truly loved. If you do go, book the dog sledding. It's incredible. My kids just absolutely loved that. Beach Getaways, I talked about Aulani. I told you that they have a 30% off of room rates right now. But if you really want to save, you're going to go on to renting some DVC points, because that's the cheapest way to stay at Aulani, I think. And then, stocking up, because if you stay in the villas, you're going to have a fridge and a stove. So stocking up at the Target, which is one exit over, just have your cab driver stop there, your Uber driver, pay a little extra, have them stop at Target real quick while you run in and pick up some stuff there. And the reason that I loved Aulani, which I talked to you about, is all the complimentary activities once you get there. So once you get there, you've got the free kids camp, there's a free teen area, there's incredible pools, gorgeous beaches, you've got the fireside storytelling, the movies under the stars, they've got the shows, character meetups. There's just so much to do, and there's some decent flights, so check the flights for Hawaii, but they are offering 30% off of room rates right now at Aulani, or like I said, book and rent DVC points. That's the best way to go. Another great beach getaway we talked about was the U.S. Virgin Islands. They're paying you $300 to visit them, so definitely take them up on their offer. They're celebrating 100 years as U.S. citizens, and you have to book it through their Visitors Bureau website, so I'll leave that link for you below. If you're looking at all-inclusive, we talked about heading to the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana and staying at the Nickelodeon Resort. We discussed how it is not just for kids. It is a luxurious, beautiful resort with gorgeous rooms for adults. They have 50% off on this winter package that has some dates available, so check that. Puerto Vallarta or anywhere in Mexico, there's some fantastic all-inclusives that are offering really great deals right now on Travelzoo and Groupon and Living Social. We talked about one of our favorite unique trips, which was Tanque Verde Ranch in Arizona, and that is a dude ranch. Trust me, even if you don't think you like horses, you will love Tanque Verde. It is phenomenal. It's awesome. And they have their spring break package as well right now, so I'll leave you the link for that. Budget friendly, we discussed Puerto Rico. I told you why the El Conquistador Resort in Puerto Rico is a fantastic place. They've got a private island. They've got an on-site water park. They've got awesome kids activities. If you are a Hilton's Honors member, they've got free upgrades usually on rooms. They've got rooms for points that are great values. They have all-inclusive packages. They've got great flights right now, around $350 from all the way from LAX to Puerto Rico, so not too bad. Also, Costa Rica, there's flights for $189 round trip from Fort Lauderdale, or about $290 from LAX, and Costa Rica is one of my kids' favorites. If you stay at a vacation rental, you'll save even more. And then you also have the Disney cruises. So we talked about saving big on a Disney cruise, and what you're going to do is you're going to log on to Disney Cruises website. You're going to go check the dates for March and April. The cruises will pop up, and you're going to find rooms that are a guaranteed space rate and that are a good value. One of the ones I found was the 7-night Southern Caribbean. So you can get it for $4,800 for 2 adults and 2 kids instead of the normal, which is $6,350. So that's a great savings. We talked about some cityscapes, which are Washington, D.C. was one of our favorites with our kids in the spring. It's less crowded, it's cheaper. Also Seattle, Washington, another great one. Some staycation ideas we talked about are Lowe's Coronado Bay Resort in Coronado, California. It's a fantastic area. It's, I think, super family friendly. They've got excellent service for families, great pools, a great beach. LA is another one. I told you there's some awesome museums down there. Santa Monica Pier is super fun with the kids. And then also, of course, Arizona spring break training is another great idea for a spring break. So that's what we talked about today. Those are all the fantastic places you can still go with your family for this year's spring break. It's not too late, so make sure you book something. There's nothing like traveling with your kids. I mean, it's a phenomenal experience. It is worth every penny, you guys. Save, don't go out to Starbucks, don't go out to eat, cook inside, save some cash, take your kids on a vacation. You're gonna love it. Some other awesome deals, not just for spring break, but for all of 2017 that are going on right now that are incredible. We have a flight from LAX to Amsterdam for $381 round trip. It's through any of the One World alliances, which is fantastic. That's March through May, so you could do that trip for spring break as well. And then those rates pick up again September through October. Amsterdam is super family friendly. It's beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. My sister and my parents were there last summer and just absolutely loved it. So I think my mom's tuning in right now, and I thank her for that. And we also have an East Coast to Barcelona or Madrid, only $377 round trip. That's an awesome deal. Again, it's through One World Alliances. It's through March through May or October through December. We have one for San Francisco to Budapest for $418 round trip. That is on British and American Air, and that's in October. Budapest is another fantastic place to visit. It's gorgeous, beautiful. My sister did that one, I think, last year as well. And then one of my favorites, you guys, don't pass on this one. LAX or New York to Bali, only $505 round trip. It's on Philippine Air. They have excellent ratings. August through December of 2017. Now, let me tell you why $505 is totally worthwhile to go to Bali. When you get to Bali, the hotel rates, the food, everything is so inexpensive. That $505 that it takes you to get there is like most of the money that you're going to spend. We went to Bali, my husband and I, to celebrate kind of like an anniversary. And we stayed in like a private villa with our own private plunge pool. I had a bathtub that was into like a pond outside. They even gave me fish food. I could sit in my bathtub and literally like feed the fish, you guys. And it was the best trip I think I've ever taken. I think Bali was probably my favorite. The people there are absolutely phenomenal. They speak English at all the resort areas. It's gorgeous. The food is incredible. They made these fresh squeezed juices every morning. We did like a private beach day where we had our own personal butler. It was $100, you guys. $100. They drove us to a private beach, like half day. They set up an entire picnic. The beach was empty. We had the entire beach to ourselves with 2 butlers to serve us drinks, to serve us lunch, like for $100. It's insane. We also in Bali did a like private candlelit dinner. It was a 5-course dinner. Again, $100 for the couple. We were like perched on this like gorgeous bamboo platform over the ocean, and they would come up, take off their shoes. You know, they had lit candles everywhere, petals, flower petals everywhere. $100, you guys. So book the trip to Bali, okay? It's $505 round trip from LAX. That is an incredible, incredible price. I'm going to leave the links for you in the comments. Don't pass this one up. If you've got an anniversary, if you've got something to celebrate, make up something to celebrate. And hop on this flight to Bali, because like I said, when you get there, the resorts are incredibly cheap, the food's incredibly cheap, the experiences are cheap, the people are wonderful, they speak English widely around the island, and you won't regret it. You will love that trip. So I just want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I hope that I provided you with some awesome tips on saving money this spring break or just this year. If you have any travel questions whatsoever, whether it's family travel, traveling as a couple, solo travel, leave them in the comments. I promise I will answer every single one of them, even on the replays. And look for the links. I'll be posting all the links here on the comments so you can find all the great flights, all the great rates to all of the rooms we discussed. And I want you guys to have an awesome week, and make sure you travel with those kids, guys. We get 18 summers. That's all we get with our precious kiddos, and they're going to be out of our house and moving on. So, you know, save up the money and vacation with your kids. I promise you it's so worth it. Thanks for tuning in, you guys. Bye-bye.